Do you have divine priorities? What are divine priorities? Well, of course, we're going to start with two of the highest divine priorities. I think you may know where I'm going. Presence and purification. The highest divine priority is presence, surrender, because when we are present in a thoughtless state, when we surrender, this is allowing the divine or God to work through us. So this is, of course, the highest divine priority, and all the other priorities kind of are working toward facilitating a better state of presence or surrender. So like next we can go to purification. Is another higher divine priority. Why is this such a high divine priority? Because purification allows us to clean and calm the mind and body, right? Which is going to help us in our highest divine priority, which is presence, which is surrender, because it's all about calming the mind, facilitating a state of peace. Another divine priority, because again, it's all working toward getting to a thoughtless state so we can fully surrender, which allows the divine God to work through us, right? And also, what else goes along with this in the divine priorities? Removing the aggravators, because removing these things that stimulate and aggravate the mind and body, again, they're going to help work toward facilitating a state of peace, calming the mind, getting to these thoughtless states. And remember, every second we're in presence or surrender, we're dissolving the ego. So this is why this is so important. This is why presence and surrender are so important, because while we are present, we are dissolving the ego. We are slowly and gradually escaping the illusion, escaping the cycles of suffering, escaping the cycles of thought, moving toward the center of the circle, becoming the loving observer, which is our higher self, allowing God, the divine, to work through us, right? What is yet another divine priority? Reconstituting the mind, or emptying a mind. This is another very important one, because what happens is when we empty the mind and reconstitute the mind, when we allow these programs to work themselves out and fizzle out and start emptying the mind, we stop taking in information. This creates space, which allows better communication, open communication with the divine. It allows the divine to give us deeper understandings and deeper guidance and inspiration and things like this. So all these things are so important, and they all work together, all these divine priorities. So we got to remember, and also it's all about balance. Balance is the overall overarching divine priority, right? Because we need to achieve this balance in order to calm the mind and facilitate a state of peace, empty the mind, and to stop the cycles of thought, so we can dissolve the ego, escaping the illusion, getting to the center of the circle, and allowing the higher self and allowing the divine and God to work through us, right? Full surrender. This is the highest divine priority, and we utilize all these other priorities to get to that point. And it's a practice, my friends. We must be gentle on ourselves. It's finding our balance, and maintaining balance is a constant practice. I fall out of balance all the time, sometimes very deeply out of balance. Sometimes the reason we fall out of balance is because we have to remind ourselves, oh yeah, I have to focus on not doing these things, or doing these things to maintain my balance, so I don't fall out of balance again. Sometimes we have to go back and do things we once stopped doing to remind ourselves, that's right, this is the path. Because sometimes we can forget, like, oh, I forgot that when I did this thing, it wasn't helpful and it threw me way out of balance. So we must be gentle on ourselves. We must not judge ourselves, right? We must find our balance and practice presence. Thank you for joining me, my beautiful friends. May the cosmic beloved send you peace and love and presence. I am God's eternal love pouring forth. Namaste.